Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this is the second time I have been on this rock for the intro for a video. Today we're going to be doing the K1 Logistics Legendary Lost Sector. The champions we've got for today are Barrier and Overload, a Void Burn, which is different than the other ones, and then we've got both Arc and Solar Shields to deal with. If you are watching this on the 5th of June, today we are dropping chest pieces, so you can go farm out the Starfire protocols and all sorts of stuff like that. So today to deal with barriers, I am running Arbalest once again. Wow, surprise. Arbalest is just the best weapon in my opinion for dealing with barrier champions. A close second, ironically, being sidearms. But since Bungie has seemingly disabled anti-barrier sidearm forever, we can't use that option at the moment. So I'm using Arbalest to take out both the barriers because it one-shots the barrier shields and actually the arc shielded captains because I can't pop the arc shields with anything else easily, so I've just been using Arbalest to tap them and go and move on. The other half of the modifier was solar shields, so I'm dealing with this with a combined set of things, mainly borrowed time. It is really easy to shoot the shields with a solar SMG, and this 750 SMG is incredibly good at range and has really good has frenzy, which is a really good damage perk. You can get this thing from Gambit. Also, to take advantage of the Singe, I am using this Royal Entry. I wish I had auto-loading holster on it, but field prep is good as well. Essentially, you hit the champion once with a rocket and leave it alone, and this thing gets plus 50% damage as well as the lasting impression damage boost. It's a good weapon. And of course, the exotic and my subclass. I'm running Sunbracers because Sunbracers is really fun. You can do really any Solar 3.0 build, but the point is Solar makes these lost sectors super easy. Sunbracers, you get a melee kill with a charged melee kill, and you get unlimited grenades for a short period of time. You can throw up to 5 grenades before you have to reproc Sunbracers. It is awesome. With that, I have to be running Solar Nades, so I'm running Solar Nades. I'm running the Snap, which is probably not the best option, but it's fine. Touch of Flame buffs my solar nades, so it adds actually little lava pools that deal damage to enemies as the grenade burns. Heat rises if you are floating when an enemy is killed. It actually gives you part of your melee back, but I never activate the heat rises perk. And due to the how potent restoration is and how long I can run it, I will talk about that in a second. I'm running Empowering Rift, so I gain extra damage when I'm standing in my rift, but it's more of just a placeholder item. For my fragments, I'm using Ember of Char, where my Solar Ignition spreads Scorch to targets. Ember of Torches, powered melee attacks make me Radiant. Ember of Eruption, your Solar Ignitions have increased AoE. And Ember of Empyrean is a big portion of every build and should be on every person's solar build for all eternity. Solar weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. That last one is huge because Sunbracers, of course, as I mentioned earlier, allows you to throw 5 grenades. These grenades will kill enemies very quickly, and the SMG is really good at tearing through ads as well. And you're getting the Radiant buff if you have both active at all times for up to 12 seconds without doing anything. You have full regeneration, health regeneration, and a 25% damage buff plus frenzy or whatever, which allows you to just walk over most enemies. For my other mods, I am running Ashes to Assets on my helmet for extra super energy, so that if I'm really running through this lost sector, I get my Well of Radiance guaranteed by the boss fight. Bountiful Wells, any well generating mod like Elemental Ordnance that I put on my armor will stack and allows me to use more than one of them to gain additional wells. Arms, which with Elemental Ordnance here, I get a grenade kill and it spawns a well. I think I'm running 2 of them. I'm running 2 Elemental Ordnances. On my boots, I have Seeking Wells so that the Elemental wells that I spawn track to me. I spawn 3 of them with a grenade kill, and they start seeking me, so I don't have to go out and consciously get them, and that gives me ability energy. And on my Bond, I am running Classy Restoration, which activating my class ability, my Empowering Rift, gives me Restoration times 2. Restoration times 2 is the buff that you're going to keep up using Ember of Empyrean, and that allows you to essentially be immortal even when being shot by an overload champion, even though there's some instances where you can still die. And then my last mod is Well of Ordnance, which gives me grenade energy for when I pick up, or extra grenade energy when I pick up a solar elemental well. But yeah, that's the build, and let's get right into it. All right, let's go. So these little explodey trip mine things, I generally don't. Ow! I generally don't shoot them, but it's just they're annoying. They can embarrass you and just make you irritated. Make this a little bit more grindy. But I already have restoration, as you can see. I'm essentially immortal now, as long as I can take down, the champions and stuff, and continue to down enemies with either my grenades or my SMG. I essentially am immortal here. So the full purpose of running this build is to always have up your is to at all times have up restoration and radiant. Which, if you lose it, that's all right because you can get both back using your melee and your class ability. But it is much easier to run through this entire strike if you never lose them. So in this room, I say, of course, the first priority, as I am doing, the exploders. The exploders are the scariest part of the strike. Then work on the barrier and the snipers. That should be enough to kill him. If it's not, I'll be upset. Nope, it's enough. Alright, now that you've dealt with him, move forward. But don't, like, miss an enemy, because the door won't open if a single enemy here is alive. Oh, he came out to say hi. Well, here's our friend. He needs to die. And given that he's here, might as well just deal with him while he is giving us a chance to do so. Usually, and of course twice in a row, he has been out of this room, but usually you kill him in this room and he's all nice and contained for you. So down this hallway there's going to be a few wretches and another boss. You've lost your restoration by now, because that's generally what happens to me, is that you lose your buffs. So let's go ahead and reproc that so that if the overload decides to be unhelpful, we can still deal with him. Also, fun fact, if you're about to lose your stuff, you can use a finisher to reproc your buff. Because finishers count as ability kills. So, the barrier is in a different place, that's weird, usually he's over there. Well, let's go ahead and have our Arbalest out. Pop, he's done. We can either ignore him and let the grenade kill him, or, yeah, he just exploded to ignition. Alright, I've still got restoration and a full rift if I need it, which we're going really well. Just go ahead and let go with your grenades and everything. Your purpose for right now is to wipe out now these shanks. All of these shanks are preventing you from getting the boss unimmune. There's one left somewhere, I don't know where he is. We'll find him. Okay, no, never mind, it was that vandal that I had to kill. Now the boss can be damaged. I'm just currently trying to not lose restoration. Do a little bit of damage, but then come back over here so you can keep up restoration. Aw, it didn't proc Sunbracers, I was hoping that would. So here in a second you're going to lose your restoration buff. Wow, I lost it faster than I expected. Drop your well, or start using your super, or whatever your equivalent is, because this build is essentially a universal, it's just you don't have Sunbracers on other characters. And just work your way through all the ads while you're getting flinched like crazy, or if you're a Titan, you've already killed everything, probably. Yeah, my well is about to run out. Alright. Now all you have to do is down this guy, and that's the strike. Or that's the enemy. There we go. He dropped something. What did he drop? He dropped a helmet. And there you go. And today it is chess pieces, as I said earlier. 4 minutes, 20 seconds, nice. You've got... but this lost sector is a little bit longer than other ones, but still, if you run like an immortality build, and you've got time to burn, sub 5-minute runs is really doable. So I hope this was helpful, and please be sure to like and subscribe if it was. Have a nice day.